On the outskirts of the mythical land of Uz lived a man whose name and story would echo through the ages: Job. Recognized as the greatest among the men of the East, his kindness, wisdom, and unwavering faith in God were universally admired. Job possessed immeasurable wealth: 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 pairs of oxen, and 500 donkeys, along with a legion of loyal servants. His family was his greatest treasure, comprising 7 sons and 3 daughters who lived in harmony, often celebrating with feasts that filled their days with joy. Job was more than rich and prosperous. He was a righteous man whose reverence for God was evident in every aspect of his life. After his children's feasts, he would always rise early to offer sacrifices on their behalf, thinking, perhaps they have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. This routine showed not only his devotion but also his concern for the spiritual integrity of his family. However, in the heavenly realm, a tense encounter was about to change everything. Satan, the accuser, presented himself before God, questioning the purity of Job's devotion. "Does Job fear God for nothing?" he asked, insinuating that Job's faith was bought with blessings. "Take away all he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." Thus began a series of events that would turn Job's world into a scene of unimaginable tragedy. In a single day, the winds of misfortune swept away everything he owned. Messengers arrived one after another, each bringing more devastating news. His oxen and donkeys were stolen by raiders, his sheep were consumed by fire from heaven, his camels were taken by armed thieves, and most painfully of all, his sons and daughters lost their lives in a tragic accident when a strong wind collapsed the house where they were gathered. Job, with his heart shattered, tore his robes, fell to the ground, and declared with reverence, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But the test would not end there. Unsatisfied, Satan sought permission to touch Job's body, claiming that his health was the only remaining reason for his faithfulness. God allowed Job to be struck with a terrible disease, covering him from head to toe with painful sores. Sitting in ashes, he used a piece of pottery to relieve his pain. Even so, his words were resolute in the face of despair. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble? The arrival of 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, seemed to bring a glimmer of hope. For 7 days and 7 nights, they sat in silence, sharing Job's mourning. But when they finally spoke, their words brought judgment instead of comfort. They accused him of hidden sins, claiming his suffering was divine punishment. Job, in his integrity, defended himself and expressed his pain in profound words, questioning the reason for his suffering and crying out for an audience with God. And God answered. Out of a whirlwind, the Creator posed questions that resounded like thunder. "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation?" His words revealed the vastness of his wisdom and the mystery of his ways. Job, faced with divine majesty, acknowledged his smallness. "My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes." In the end, God rebuked Job's friends for their misguided words and restored his faithful servant's fortunes. Everything Job had lost was given back to him in double measure: flocks, wealth, sons, and daughters. He lived another 140 years, witnessing generations of his family prosper. His story, marked by profound sorrows and divine restoration, became an eternal symbol of unshakable faith in God's sovereignty. The story of Job reminds us that, even in the darkest moments, there is a greater purpose beyond our understanding. It inspires us to trust in God, whose wisdom transcends our circumstances and whose compassion never abandons us. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to continue watching us. Hugs, and stay with God.